Ooh, I think I need like some kind of longer intro or something like that. Something that just I don't know, man. I don't know. But what's going on? What's going on? What is up? What's going on, man? I want to welcome you all to my home. If you don't know who I am by now, man, I go by the name HG. If you are new around here from the many music reviews, welcome. This is part of my channel where we talk about sneakers and streetwear and other news relevant to the culture. I want to welcome you all to Soul Source. Now, will I integrate the music reviews and reviews in general and combine it with like the sneakers and stuff like that? I don't know, man. Only time will tell. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been showing love and support, man. We growing, we growing. Speaking of music, man, music has been going crazy as of late, and the OGs have really been popping out and doing their thing. And not only are they doing their thing, but they are re-energizing hip hop as a whole or rap as a whole, kind of pushing out all of the mumble rap and all the craziness. Because if you've noticed, we haven't heard from anybody as of late. We hadn't heard from 21. We haven't heard from Young Thug. We haven't heard from um, Quavo. We haven't heard from Offset. We haven't heard from any of the rappers of the last, I guess I would say 5 or plus-ish years. With after the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, we haven't heard from any of those people. We in a new space, but we're gonna find a way to get that going and talk about that and integrate that. But tonight we're here to talk. I know you've seen the thumbnail. We're here to talk sneakers, man. We're here to talk the bread and butter of the channel. What got me to the point where I am, where I can express myself with y'all and everything like that. Girly Glam Accessories says, "Yo, what's going on, Girly Glam Accessories? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Glad to see you here." But before we get into all of that, I just want to take time to give a little bit of, remembrance. We lost a icon today. Yes, we lost another icon, and I know losing icons can be tough, and depending on what era you grew up in, it either resonates with you or it doesn't. And for me, it resonates a lot with me. But we lost somebody, well, not today, but yesterday.
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
And it's a tough time for everybody. We lost the great Chuck Norris. Yes, he passed away at the age of, how old was he when it said? I think he was 86, I believe, 85 or 86. But he passed away the other day. And I just want to say rest in peace to Chuck Norris, and my condolences to all of his friends and family. Um, he was huge, from the karate movies to what we really know him from, Walker, Texas Ranger. And, he was even in movies with Bruce Lee. So, yeah, he played a huge role in the lives of people in the 90s, because that was the big time of karate, Power Rangers and stuff like that. He was the Power Rangers before they were Power Rangers. So again, I want to give my condolences to Chuck Norris. Rest in peace. We know that death didn't get you. You grabbed a hold of death and you running things as we speak now. You just got tired of dealing with us, and you moving on to other challenges that we know you gonna kick their ass. Now, moving into, and I hate to kind of like seem like it's just like a emotionless transition, but I want to get into the next thing. And believe me when I say it's not easy, but um the off-white Air Jordan 1 release, the Virgil Abloh archive release. I wanted to talk about that because that's going to be a big thing. Right now, over this weekend, they are doing a few interesting releases for the Virgil Abloh archive Air Jordan 1. Did I say Air Force One? I feel like I said Air Force One, but over in, I believe, which one is this? Is this France or is this the UK? I believe this is the one in France. For I think 2 days, they're hosting a camp out. And if you go to the camp out and you're there for, they say you got to be there for 2 days, but from what I've seen, a lot of people are saying that they went there just to grab the ticket and they went back home and they're going to wait till the 2 days are up and get back in line and do their thing. But and the date on this is wrong, which is really weird too, because, well, not the date, but the actual year on this is wrong. It says 2025, but here's the general information. So for all of my people over in France, you still have time to get in on this and try to get you a pair of the Virgil Abloh Archive Alaskas, not the original white release or the what they were dubbed as the Euro release, but the Alaskas. And it's a little bit different. The writing on the side is different because of legal reasons, and we hadn't talked about that, but maybe we'll talk about that a little bit closer to the actual worldwide release date. But for general information for my people over in France, it says camp opens Thursday, March 19th. So it opened yesterday, which is Thursday, and at 12 o'clock p.m., so 12 in the afternoon, and then it ends on Saturday, March 21st. So from today, you literally have less than, I guess, 12 hours, because it opens at 10 a.m. or maybe you have 12 hours exact, I believe. Wait, no, 14 hours ish, give or take, is the ending for that. And it's for the Air Jordan 1 High Virgil Abloh Archive Alaska. Now, this shoe, I don't know if it's bringing controversy because, like, a lot of people aren't that excited for it like they normally would have been, but people are still excited for it, and there are people still doing these crazy things. But it says limited to 1 pair per camper. Organizer PTSF, I don't know, I guess that's a store, a tier 0 store over in France. And it says number 2, the camp registration. Anyone wishing to participate must be physically present at the starting location before registration closes, be at least 18 in France, present with a valid national ID card or passport, agree to be photographed for identity verification. Why would you need to be photographed for this? I don't know. I guess maybe they're gonna take the photos and share them over social media about the experience. I mean, that'd kind of be dope if they take photographs of the camping experience and record videos and share them on the internet. That'll be dope, man. That'll be dope. And it says, and you must indicate the desired shoe size. After registration, each participant receives a unique camper number, a wristband with that number, and it's renewed each time the location changes. Wait a minute. So they got, over the course of 3 days, I guess they got 3 different locations just to make sure that you're either present for all 3 days or 2.5 days, or you got to keep up with it. Because if you thinking it's just 1 day and you take that ticket and that wristband and you go home thinking that you can go home on the 19th and then just come back on the 21st, and you don't know about the switch of locations in between, you're kind of screwed. You're kind of screwed. That's interesting. That's interesting. It says check-in call system. Roll calls are conducted randomly. Oh, wow. Frequency is determined randomly by the organizer. Times are not announced in advance. So they just randomly change the locations. They randomly make calls. And I guess that doesn't mean that they're going to call everybody So dang. And it says, how do the calls work? A camper number is announced, spoken, or displayed. So it's not by telephone number, it's by camp number. The camper must respond with present or within 5 minutes after the call ends. Identity is verified visually using the ID photo. So people who left and decided they were going to go home and try to come back, that might have been the worst decision ever. Oh, wow. Okay. I wonder if we'll hear from people along the way how stupid or, how good or how interesting or cool they thought the process was. But this whole kind of camping thing is pretty interesting. 3 days. Who has 3 days to dedicate to camping? I know a lot of people and a lot of viewers and followers, you all work. And I know that this taking 3 days off of work just to get a shoe, I don't know if that would work for you. In the comment section, it says this will expose a lot of unemployed people or a lot of resellers that base their life off of selling shoes. And this kind of only works in the favor of a reseller. But yeah, that's interesting. Let me know what you think about the France release and all of that. It's another one that I want to talk about. And before we get into that, I want to say shout out to all my Red Cup, Double Cup family. Salutes. Let me know what you're drinking. I'm drinking a little bit of Minute Maid. What is this? Berry punch, I think it is, with a little bit of Tito's to take the edge off and relax and calm the mood down. But, whether it's water or just straight juice or whatever it is for you, it's okay just as long as you ain't drinking something like off the rails. But getting into the next one, and this one is for my UK family. This Virgil Abloh archive release. Now, this one is a little bit better, well, a lot better, a lot lighthearted, and something that a lot of people can do. So, it says the Air Jordan 1 release continues this weekend, dropping exclusively through the Virgil Abloh Archive World Fair activations in New York City, Chicago, London, Paris, Tokyo, with a global release scheduled for April 3rd. For this one, this is the UK. It says available this Saturday, the 21st of March at 11 a.m. until all the shoes are gone. All you have to do is when you get to the release, score a free throw shot and you can cop a pair for 200 euros. And I don't know how much that is US dollars, but for them it's retail and it's first come first serve. So that's a lot easier unless you have no skills at all or unless you like Shaq level or below. You should have no issues shooting a free throw just to be able to score you a pair of off-white ones. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Now, getting into the next thing. And this was an interesting one for me. And hear me out. Hear me out. It's ridiculous, but sometimes there is a shoe that's absolutely so ugly, it's brilliant. And I think this is the shoe. It's the Air Jordan 1 Low suit and tie. And I guess this article from Sneaker News claims that it's only for business meetings only. And I think they're just playing a little bit with that. But this shoe right here, and when I say this, understand that it's absolutely a ugly shoe. It's absolutely terrible. But in the same gist, it's not that bad. I don't, as I say that, this person has the most terrible stance, and I get it. It's part of the quirkiness of the shoe, but this shoe literally comes with a button-up shirt collar, a button-up shirt kind of tongue, and a tie around the laces. Now, what it looks like without the tie, I don't know. Um, but it's pretty interesting. It definitely caught my attention. And at first, I had a knee jerk reaction, and I was like, this is incredibly hideous. What the hell are they doing? I don't understand it, so on and so forth. But I mean, they've kind of grown on me, they've kind of grown on me in such a short time. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't buy these. Of course, trust me when I say this, I would not buy them, but and it's hard for me to say this. I can understand if somebody wants them trying to be different or weird. That's all I'm saying. Now, when it comes to current releases, Nike Sneakers app did I wouldn't say a restock, excuse me, but they did kind of like a random drop of shoes that have released maybe like last year and this year. And the drop included things like a Travis Scott low and a couple of other shoes. Now, of course, when I tried to go look and see what they were, you all flooded the Nike Sneakers app and broke it. And every time I tried to log in, it would say I was offline, even though I knew I had phone service because I paid my bill and I was on the internet Wi-Fi and I knew that it was working because I checked the doggone router box. But they had a large release. They also did a release of the Nike Mind Slides in, I believe, like every colorway they've dropped thus far. So the gray, the white, the black, the red, and there may have been a few other colors, but trust and believe, little to nobody was able to get them or gain access to them. Let me know if any of you was able to gain access to the Nike Mind Slides that dropped. And to add insult to injury, and see, I didn't even know this. Nike Sneakers app, because the larger release of multiple colors and things like that for the Mind Slides, it was on the Nike app. Nike Sneakers app did a draw for the Fragment Mind Slides. And of course, a lot of people took L's. I took an L, but I didn't even know that they were Fragment. I didn't know they were a Fragment Nike Mind Slide collab. Why? You can say I knew it or I was just acting stupid, but that wasn't the case. I didn't pay attention to it because I just wanted to try out the Nike Mind Slide. But of course, they handed me my L swiftly. And over on Reddit in the our sneakerhead group, I even saw they were handing out L's in Spanish and in French. And I didn't even know it, but at least they thanked me for entering and taking that L. But then they also doubled back and hit me with the original, you didn't get them. So, I mean, they kind of lured me in with a little bit of sugar, just a little bit of spice. And then they hit me with everything not so nice with the original. You didn't get them. And as of yet, I haven't seen anybody who hit on them. So if you hit on them, let me know. Now, dropping this weekend, what's Saturday? The 21st, March 21st is the Air Jordan 14 University Blue, black and University Blue. Now, this 14 is a 14 that I like, but in my opinion, it is not a necessity. It is not a must-have. And I hope you all don't jump out the gym or jump out the window or lose your damn minds like you did with the Wolf Gray 5s, and then like you did a little bit with those Laker 4s, and especially not with the Wolf Gray 5s, and cause a whole lot of trouble, getting into physical violence and getting into gunplay when it comes to this release. I don't see these hanging around, meaning I don't see these going on sale. You all let the Cherry 13 sit. That's no surprise to me. That's another shoe that is not a must-have in my opinion. Although I do want the Cherry 13s. They are already starting to go on sale. There are already sales right now for 20-30% off on the Cherry 13s, and I can only see bigger discounts coming sooner rather than later. And if you all let these sit, that's what's going to happen to these. Now, I know this is a classic colorway, but this is also a niche colorway and a niche Jordan, because a lot of you all don't like going past 12s. You barely tap into the 13s, and it's way worse when it gets to the 14s. But with all that being said, I do like this shoe. A lot of people are talking about it already, saying that it's an ashy shoe. I don't know what that means. Maybe you could take a brush and kind of brush the suede and stuff like that. It's a really heavy, nice kind of suede. But again, for me, it's not a must-have, and I would absolutely encourage you to wait. Now, I know the waiting game, you're also battling the resellers, but don't worry about the resellers either. If you don't buy this shoe and the resellers happen to just decide they're going to buy up every single pair, do not pay resale on this shoe. That means the resellers will have to sit on this shoe, and they'll be willing on the secondary market, and even, selling to you, they'll be willing to sell it for a discount, because not every reseller can sit on shoes for 1, 2, 3 years. The market just does not allow for that anymore. It's just one of those things. The resale market bubble has burst, and it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it, really nice shoe. And I can't really say more about it. I think the retail price for this, let me check sneakers.com. Sneakers.com says, and you all won't be able to see this, so you all are just going to have to trust me. But the retail price for this is $205, and which is not a bad price. It's closer to what we're comfortable with, because usually we're seeing 220, 225, 250, and this is more so a more toned down price, a more realistic price, especially given the market, which is really interesting because, like I've always said, Nike and Jordan Brand don't go reverse on their pricing. They either sit where they are or they go up. So I wonder if we hold out on buying these shoes and letting these shoes actually sit on the shelves, when it comes to later releases, will they be willing to adjust the price, like on a Jordan 1, a Jordan 4, Jordan 5s, and maybe even Jordan 3s, and so on and so forth. We can only hope and wish. Now, what is the next thing? The next thing that I wanted to discuss with you all is this right here. And I know I'm going to be setting myself up for this one, because I absolutely like this shoe. And I know a lot of you all really don't like this, really don't like it, really don't have much to say about it, especially given the price point. But the Nike Air Max 1000 is releasing again. The first release was, I think, a white colorway, and people went crazy. Resale went crazy for this. The second release was a tan or cream colorway. It's more of a tan than a cream. And then they had a release for the red colorway. Well, they're doing another release for the black colorway with the Volt green in honor of Air Max Day or Air Max Month. And of course, it only makes sense because they just dropped the Air Max 95 Neon Big Bubble. So, with that being said, this kind of looks like the Big Bubble. So, it only makes sense. And of course, it's probably going to be limited, but they are dropping via Zeller Field. And I think the retail price for this is like $190, I believe. But you can check the website out and you can see what the retail price is. And it's dropping on March 23rd. And the winners will be notified on the 26th. So 3 days after the initial drop, if you won or not. Will I be going for these? You bet your bottom dollar I'll be going for these. Will I get them? More than likely, no. I already understand, but it is what it is. I just don't understand like why Nike chooses to make things like this super limited as if people aren't going to want them. Like you don't have to mass produce it like an Air Force One, but it certainly does not help your brand or reputation when you limit it to only like, I think these were only like 2,000 pairs or something crazy like that. And then you wonder why you struggle when it comes to profit and things like that. And then you wonder why people run to buying reps and things like that, buying fake shoes. You wonder why. Now, I'm not one to buy fake shoes, but I can definitely understand the frustration and aggression that might push people towards a direction that you would prefer they not go. Because counterfeiting shoes takes the ability for you to make maximum well, technically it doesn't, because you all make your set amount of number of pairs and you get what you get. But if you were to mass produce it, you would get even more. So I don't know if Nike and Jordan Brand are necessarily greedy, but I think they're just, number one, I think they're out of touch with their audience, with their fan base. But I also think that they play a heavy game of, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want, whether you like it or not. And if you want it that bad, hell, there are other avenues to get it and, get it how you live. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't have nothing to say about that. Now, this one right here kind of surprised me. And I don't know how I feel. It is Kobe, but it's not a Kobe in the sense of the usual like Nike that you're used to seeing. It is a Kobe in the form of what is this? A dunk? Is it? Yeah, it's a dunk. It's not even an SB, which is a little bit different as well. But I like to call it the Kobe peanut butter and jelly. Now, it's to honor, I believe, what is this? Is this his college or is this his high school? Y'all let me know which one this is. But it's got his old jersey number on it. It's got the burgundy upper with the Chanel swoosh. So I'm guessing, yeah, well, I can't tell because they put Chanel on varsity jackets, whether you're in high school or whether you're in college. And like I said, correct me and letting me know which one it is. The Lower Merion, I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with Kobe. I don't necessarily follow basketball either. I know. Being in the basketball shoes and don't follow basketball. It is what it is. What can I say? But I mean, it's a really interesting shoe. It's nice. Is it for me? Nah. I wouldn't go after this. If somebody asked me to go after this for them, I would put in a raffle entry for them, or I would go after it if it went on Nike Sneakers app. But it's nice though. I would definitely say it's nice. This is one though I'll be leaving for the Kobe fans. And then it says the Nike Dunk Low joins the upcoming Lower Merion Access collection featuring the Black Mamba's retired 33 jersey, his insignia at the heel, and the sheath logo on the tongue. Our favorite detail is the Letterman style text behind the tongue that reads a paraphrased version of an infamous quote by Kobe. Friends hang sometimes, banners hang forever. That's pretty insightful. These dunks will release on March 23rd. So when is that? Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sneakers and on Sneakers pre-order. What Sneakers pre-order? I believe I heard about that, which with shipping on July 25th. Wait a minute. Wait a minute now. So Zoe Plants, what's going on? Shout out to Zoe Plants. Phone 509B3 says salutes, y'all. Salutes, man. What's going on, y'all? Glad to see y'all. But this doesn't make sense to me. So a pre-order. Now, we heard Nike talking about pre-orders before, or we heard rumors of them possibly doing pre-orders. So they finally dove into pre-orders with this, and then they're not gonna do the actual release until July. Now I barely trust Nike sneakers with them shipping shoes within 3 days of actual releases. Do I really trust Nike sneakers to hold on to my money for 4 months? 4 months and 2 days to be exact. What? That is insane. And a lot of people are saying this is fire in the comments. But for every person that says that this is fire in the comments, I wonder if they realize that Nike is going to be holding on to their money for 3 months. So what? Like, is this just going to be open to whoever enters is going to be guaranteed a pair of shoes, or is this going to be a draw? Like, is there going to be a certain number of pre-orders allowed? That's weird. Because I don't know. Are they going to let as many people order as possible and then make the shoes over the course of time, which is why it's going to take 3 months? Or are they going to hold it to a certain pre-order number? And are these going to be numbered? I don't know. That's interesting. That's a crazy one. Oh, that's if y'all hear that tone or hear it, how would you stop? My phone is on vibrate. It's my phone going off. Let me know that my washer is done. But that's an interesting one. You all let me know how you feel about Nike doing pre-orders. And I don't know if this is a good idea. This might set a terrible precedence for future Nike releases. And because honestly, as finicky and as terrible as Nike is, I don't think I would be able to trust them with my money that long. And I don't think I would absolutely not want to go through the process of hoping that if I don't get my shoe, they're going to give me my money back, or filing chargebacks, because you know how chargebacks go with companies nowadays. They will ban you. They will ban you now for doing chargebacks and things like that. So I don't know how I feel about that one. Speaking of the Air Max 95s, before we move on from that and before we move on to something else, the Air Max 95s have been doing after releases. I don't want to call them restocks because they're late shipments. So restock is a late shipment is not a restock, and a restock is not a late shipment. But You have been able to get them in adult sizes after the initial release, and I highly encourage you to grab you a pair and try them and see what they're about. Now, like the 10s always sell out quickly, but usually like 9 through 9.5 stick around. And with the way that they have retooled the toe box and stuff like that, well, with this release, it's no longer like a extremely narrow toe box. So it will allow you, depending on the type of foot you have. If you got a wide foot, don't do this. I would not suggest it. But if you don't have a wide foot, it will allow you to work half size down. So in my case, I'm a 10. If they only had a 9.5 available, I could work with it, but I would just barely be able to work with it. So those of you who like your shoes tight, like your Jordan 1s and things like that, you could definitely go half a size down. I don't like my shoes like that. I like them to fit or have a little bit of room. So that wouldn't work for me. But if it works for you and you're looking for Air Max 95, hey, that's always an option. Now, what is it? Let me show you all. Let me see. Let me look at this. Let me look at this other slide because I know that there was something here that I wanted to talk about with you all. I guess it was not on this slide. Let me go back to this slide. Let me see. Was it Nice Kicks that was talking about it? No, that's Chuck Norris again. RIP Chuck Norris, man. Was it Sneaker News? Nah, I don't think it was Sneaker News. Where was it? Where was it? Oh, but before we get into that, for all of my anime fans, this one got me excited. I was absolutely enthusiastic about this one. Some guy over in Africa is a fan of anime, and he created the Naruto shoe for all of my anime fans, for all of my fans of Naruto. He created the Naruto shoe. Now, I used to always look at this and see people cosplay stuff and just did not like the shoe. And I never thought that I would ever like the shoe and that it would translate into a viable shoe. But this dude right here, when he put the all leather on the Berkeys, I was like, hold on now. Hold on now. He might have something. And I think he definitely has something. Now I know a lot of y'all are gonna be like,
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
I know a lot of y'all gonna say it's a 2-pack of ass. And it's absolutely okay. I understand. But I like these. I don't necessarily like the laces on them. Maybe if there's a way you can hide the laces, it would be a lot better. But I mean, to be able to do your thing like your favorite anime character is definitely I would not mind walking around with or running around, should I say, with my arms behind my back with these on. Y'all let me know what y'all think about these. The Naruto slides. I don't know what they're called. Lord Shadow Lord Shadow Sage. And here it, let me see if he actually did a look for these, if he did a video for these. Let me see. Is that it? Oh wow.
Fuck. It's 9 p.m. on a fucking Friday. Get?
Yeah, nah, we ain't finna play that sound. I mean, we did, but we ain't finna play that sound. Let me see if he's got a better. I mean, is this how he? Let me see. Yeah, I don't want to see how he. I don't want to see all of that. I want to see the dang gone shoe. Nah, nope. I know that's not it. And they look dope. I'm not even gonna lie. They look dope. Where is the shoe, bro? Somebody hating, talking about, nah, they not it. And I get it. It's not for everybody. But this, I mean, you know, somebody had a idea, a dream, and they executed them. Okay. A little bit of a better look, but not quite. I mean, bro, you got to take them socks off, man. You got to let the feet hang out, man.
The wearing and the taking off problem isn't there anymore, because with this lace, it's so easy to put on and it's so easy to take off. And with this strap here, you can put it on easily. You just need to strap, bring it out from here. When you take it from here, you put it into this you put it into this hook here, and you just easy Velcro. And so it's just Velcro and laces now. So yeah, I don't need to speak too much. The product already speaks for itself. So guys, and the ACL, my ACL is so supported right now. Like, I don't feel any tension in my ACL at all. No tension whatsoever. Unlike the other one that was giving me blisters and everything. But this one is I feel so comfortable. Like, it actually feels like I'm not wearing anything right now. I swear. Damn.
Yeah, nah. I'm not gonna flex. Y'all get this man. Oh, this is where he shows the close up.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Watashi no namae wa Shadow Sage. And I know you guys have seen this shoe from my viral video.
I don't like them.
Nigerians will never appreciate someone who is creating something from scratch. Why? See comments. Why? Somebody who said Shame of Thrones. Ah, shit, that one paid me. I was laughing. Because while you guys were laughing, I was scheming. So after much plotting and scheming online, I have been sent the upgraded version of the Shinobi ones. Somebody say you a fuck. Oh shit. Oh my god! Damn!
Yeah.
Damn! This is beyond words. What am I looking at? Bro, yes.
I don't blame him for going crazy.
What is this? What I saw in the 3D model is exactly what I'm looking at right now. There is literally no difference. Damn! So guys, you can see that from this.
Yeah, man, throw them away.
We have created something that,
I mean, don't throw them
all
away.
All ages, all gender can wear. Look at it now. Look at it. Look at the lacing. Look at the lacing now. Look at it now. This is now a sneaker sandal. No, it's not a sandal. It's not a sandal sneaker. Oh. Shout out Ave Scott, bro. He's the one that actually, believed in me. Time to put this shit on, bro. Let's put it on. Oh, socks. So chat, this is what it looks like, man. Damn, guys, this feels so good on my legs, man. It feels so much better. Like,
yeah.
Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit, bruh. Look at this shit, bruh. God damn.
Yeah, I can understand the excitement.
Haters go cry. They go 2026. They go cry, bro. Wait. So this is going to be mass producing, depending on the orders that we receive. So for investors that want to, invest in this product, you can just hit me up and we'll discuss. Guy, let's go, bro.
Well, before you request investors, make sure you patent that. And I mean, I wonder if you actually can patent that, because it's something you pulled out of the anime. But I would definitely be interested in getting a pair. And if you like that and you're an anime fan, you're a Naruto fan, feel free to follow Lord Shadow Sage over on Instagram. Now, give me just a second, because I got to take me a snack break. I'll take a snack break before I get into the next thing. And because I haven't had dinner yet, and I'm hungry. And salute to Albany's, the world's best. Because I'm not gonna lie, these are the world's best gummy bears and gummy worms. I think this bag is like $10 for this bag, and I'll go through a bag in a couple of days if I'm just being greedy. But I try not to be greedy, and I try to make it last, because I'll buy like 2 bags a week of Albany's gummies. Y'all let me know if y'all eat Albany's gummies. If y'all eat these joints right here, the gummy bears and the gummy worms, oh my God. I used to love the Lifesaver gummies, but then they stopped selling them, and I moved on to these joints right here. And they come in different styles. I don't know, different flavors. And they have like the sour, and then they have like natural fruit now, and then they have like the regular gummies. But oh my God, they are so good. I used to eat the gummy worms all the time, and then I kind of transitioned to the gummy bears, and I don't know, but Albany's is by far the best. Pricey, but worth it. It won't let you down. Now, and I'm not sponsored by Albany's, so just to put that out there, I wasn't paid to say that. Now, getting on to the next thing, and where was it? I know it's here somewhere. I know it's here somewhere. Where are you? I guess it wasn't there. Where? Well, we'll go to Z Sneakerhead, because I know Z Sneakerhead is gonna have it. 2027. We got a problem, y'all. We got a problem. 2027, there is a rumor that the Air Jordan 3 white cement is going to release in its OG form. Now, a lot of you might be like, well, what's wrong with that? What, HG, why is that such a problem? Why are you being a naysayer? Why are you being a bit of a hater? Well, I mean, a lot of people are asking and are saying it's a problem because in 2023, we got the Air Jordan white cement reimagined, and it was supposed to be the OG form. Now, a lot of you know that I was not a huge fan of the white cement 3 reimagined, and a lot of you jumped on me for not being a fan of these. And I mean, it's not that they're a terrible shoe, and it's not that I don't like this shoe, but I just didn't understand why people were going crazy for this shoe. I just didn't get it. Now, I have it because I'm one of those people that says to myself, okay, if I hate it and a lot of people love it, I'm going to give it an opportunity, and I need to understand what the hype is about for this shoe. And I bought it, and I think I doubled up on this. I doubled up on this shoe, and I still don't understand what the hype is. And the double up was accidental because I didn't think I was going to get it, and I bought it from a friend of mine. And shout out to P-Town Kicks. Shout out to P-Town. I bought it from P-Town Kicks, and then I went to my local mall, Lenox Mall. And I mean, I kind of should have known, but it wasn't guaranteed. And Lenox Mall had them just sitting. All I had to do was go in Lenox Mall, wait in a little bit of a line, and I was able to cop a pair. And I needed a pair early to be able to do the review on them. And I mean, I ended up doubling up on this shoe. And it's reimagined because it's got like the slight cream color to the midsole. You see it. And then it's got the cream color on the lace eyelets. And then it's got that slightly aged cream color on the heel tab. Other than that, it looks like a white cement 3. And then I know a lot of people complained about the color of the elephant print or the pattern of the elephant print. And in different light, the elephant print looks lighter up front than it does in the back. But right now, it looks kind of the same. But I know a lot of people complained about this elephant print. And I mean, a lot of people complain about a lot of things. But that was one of the things they complained about with this shoe. And then I think they complained about the fact that you could not see the red over the tongue. I think being able to see the red on top of the tongue was an OG thing. I don't know, because I've never owned a pair of white cement 3s. I'm not a fan of this shoe. I'm a fan of the true blue 3s, but I will also say you can't go wrong with a pair of white shoes. Now, a lot of people are in uproar because they are releasing it and saying that 2027 will be the OG form. I mean, this looks like the same thing to me. Is this not OG for the white cement 3s? Your average sneaker guy say, yo, what's going on, average sneaker guy? He says, man, ain't no way people can justify buying them white cements. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand if you got the 2023 pair and you can still find a pair of 2023 white cements just hanging around. And on top of that, the resale price is not crazy for white cement 3s. Like right now, I think the white cement 3s are going for $80 over retail. And you can even negotiate it down further than that to maybe like $60 over retail. But I just don't understand why people would go for or be excited for the 2027 release of the white cement 3s. It just doesn't make sense to me. To me, it seems like Jordan Brand has released so many pairs of shoes, have retroed and re-retroed shoes so many times that they're getting desperate. Like, this screams desperation to me. It absolutely screams a high level of desperation to me. And like, they don't know what to do. They don't know which direction to go. And when they should be innovating upwards, and if they're going to do Jordan, be doing Jordan 44s or 35s or 34, whatever the number is that they're on now, if they're going to be doing those, they should be focusing on those and trying to draw in the new generation instead of re-releasing a remix of these right here. I don't get it. Average, yeah. So I mean, I'm with you on that, average. Like, there is no reason to be doing this right here. There's absolutely no reason. But you all let me know, like, is the white cement 3 in 2027 a must cop? Is it something that you feel is necessary and that you're going for? I dropped a video on Instagram about these, and I didn't give my full thoughts and opinions about it, but I said I would talk about it. And a lot of you all commented, and you all let me know your thoughts and opinions. And have had shop said that it is never a bad time, or it is never too soon to drop the white cement 3s. Now, I don't know if I absolutely don't think I share that sentiment, or I absolutely don't know if I don't share that sentiment. But you all let me know. Do you think it's too soon, or do you think it's a white cement 3 and hell, they could drop it every year for the next however many years and you would be absolutely fine with it and would definitely grab you a pair? I mean, it's like, this kind of feels like, with them dropping the pair in 2027, this kind of feels like Air Force One territory. Am I wrong? It kind of feels like Air Force One territory with that. And I think if the rest of Jordan Brand turns out like that for this foreseeable future, I think they might need to put Jordan Brand as a whole in the vault and give people an opportunity to miss it and give people and I know that sounds crazy because I'm one of those people that has not experienced all the OG releases, but if it's gonna be like this, I would rather not have an opportunity added because I'm getting older. I'd rather be in a situation where I possibly didn't have an opportunity added or have to pay resale to get it than for them to just continuously release the same pairs over and over and over again, because then it would stop feeling like Jordan Brand and it would start feeling like just any other old shoe. He said, bump them OGs. It's time for Nike to slow down and release at least 1 to 2 pairs. I agree with that. Especially with what they're doing with this one and me having 2 pairs of the 2023 release. I absolutely agree that they need to start taking it back to the way they used to do it and even making it more limited, like putting a chokehold on the releases. I don't know. I mean, I'm all for that. At this point, I would not mind doing that. Because we've already gotten used to pairs being I don't know what that was, but we've already gotten used to pairs being extremely limited and pairs being backdoored to the point where we don't have access to it. And I don't know if you all were here before, but I talked about Nike putting chips in shoes to see who's backdooring their shoes and stuff like that. I mean, at this point, we don't care about, putting chips in shoes, and we know who's backdooring the shoes. And we know Nike and Jordan Brand know who's backdooring the shoes. I think they're just more so trying to, make the consumer feel better, but I don't think it's going to make the consumer feel better. Now, you might have your people here and there that are like, okay, yeah, it gives them a direction to point the finger at, but pointing the finger at somebody, what does that do if Nike and Jordan don't do anything about it? So it is what it is. I think this is like, dare I say it, March 20th, 2026. Is this the actual beginning of the slow death of Nike and Jordan Brand? Is this the beginning of the slow death of Nike and Jordan Brand? Because that's what it really seems like. We've been saying it for years and years and years, but that's what it actually seems like, especially with the Fragment release. And the Fragment release didn't hit like they thought it would. Travis Scott's are no longer hitting like they thought they would, because they were willing to ride that Travis Scott horse until they beat it to death. And they beat that Travis Scott horse to death. The Virgil Abloh archive release with the all-white pair seems like they're hanging on by their fingers onto a cliff and they're trying not to fall. And to be honest, it kind of seems like it spells the end for them. I mean, people went crazy for the Wolf Grey 5s, but that was manufactured. People went crazy for the Laker 4s. And of course, like I told you all, that was manufactured, and people aren't really, well, I'm not going to say they aren't really, they're not at all okay with the product. A lot of people are complaining. Complaints are par for course, but yeah, nah, it's not looking good. The Toro 4s, we talked about these on the Retro Rick and Maddie's Kicks live Retrovision podcast, and these just don't look right. I believe these are Jay the Sneaker Guy's photos. Z Sneakerhead is showing these photos, but this looks like the photos that Jay the Sneaker Guy posted. Yeah. Okay. So they tagged Jay the Sneaker Guy, and we talked about these don't look right at all. And I don't know if it was the lens that Jay is using or the camera angle, but the upper looks too tall and the midsole looks too compressed. So I've seen some more photos of this on Complex, I think it is, where they look a little bit different, but yeah, this image right here just looks terrible. This just looks, and this drops May. It drops May 2nd. So the month after next. And it's just not where it's at, man. The red is not red enough. The cage looks cheap and rubbery. It's just not it. And let me see if I can go to what is it? Complex to see if they have their own images of the Jordan 4 Toro, but that's not it. And now I'm starting to look at shoes like this. This is what I'm excited for. The Gary Payton this is not the Son of Glove, but Gary Paytons that look like these. They have the Son of Gloves, which are all leather, black upper. But the gloves, the 98 Zoom Flights, I'm looking forward to stuff like this. This is more what I'm excited about, like the Charles Barkleys and stuff like that, and the pennies and things like that. This is what gets me excited. It's crazy because I've enjoyed Jordan Brand and stuff like that for so long, and I guess that's because that's what this space dictates, that you absolutely love Jordans. Now, I'm not saying that I don't hate it, and I'm not saying that I like Jordans because everybody else likes Jordans, because that's not true. Jordans was the first shoe that I saw, the Flint 13s. Jordans were the first shoe that got me into actually like taking that next step forward in liking shoes and possibly collecting them. But Jordans are getting tiresome. And I don't mind saying that. There's more to being an actual sneaker enthusiast than just Jordans. The fact that they've made it harder not to forget, but the fact that they've made it harder to get other shoes is why it just seems like Jordans, like they were force feeding us Jordans. It's difficult to get really good Asics. It's difficult to get really good New Balances. It's difficult to get like the Reeboks that we remember. But I mean, they've kind of limited the Jordans that we want so much and tried to force feed us a bunch of stuff that we didn't want, to the point where a lot of people are just like, enough is enough. And we're looking for something other than Jordans, and something like this, the Air Zoom Flight 98 gloves is definitely on my radar and a must cop over any Jordan, I think, dropping this year. I would prefer to get this over the Bread 4s that are dropping this year. I would rather much so get it over the Royal Jordan 1s, and I don't have the Royal Jordan 1s, and I want the Royal Jordan 1s, but I'd rather get these over that. I would rather get these over the True Blues, which are these right here. And it's not because I already have these, because I absolutely love the True Blue Jordan 3s. And the True Blue Jordan 3s that are supposed to be dropping this year are supposed to be in that, that true to OG look. So these with a toe more so like these, and you can see the difference. But and I think I've worn these. Yeah, I've worn these, but you can't even tell. But like I think over any Jordan that's dropping this year, I want these. Your average sneaker guy says, and what's crazy is Nike been dropping some real heat in their basketball. It's true. They've been dropping some really good shoes in the basketball line. And them retro and the KD6s are fire, but people sleeping on them Nike basketball shoes that have been dropping, even though they've been dropping heat. And that's because and let me take a sip before I answer this. And oh my goodness, my shoulder. But that is because we've been thumping the OG Jordan Bible for so long that even the kids, like the younger kids and the younger generation that is supposed to be the generation of the newer basketball models, even they overlook the newer basketball models, regardless of how good they are, and go for these Jordans. And the crazy thing about it is they don't even like the Jordans that older collectors or enthusiasts like. And I think they're starting to realize that that they don't even like the older Jordans that the I guess you would call them the OGs or the pioneers or whatever. They're starting to realize they don't even like the OG Jordans, but because they've been trained to like them, they don't have their own identity as far as shoes that they like. And then of course, so they decided to, and because because they're so hard to get, they decided to push into the, let me show wealth or status, especially, the iPhone crowd. They decided to push into the Rick Owens and the Balencis and what else? I don't know. What other designer shoes, but then that's short-lived because they realized that the designer shoes, on top of how expensive they are for no reason, they're uncomfortable, they're trash, they're not meant to be worn like they think they're meant to be worn, because they don't understand how to gain access to the really actual good expensive shoes, and they're stuck in a cycle of trying to find their own identity. So therein lies the problem. But to all of my young sneaker enthusiasts, sneaker collectors, whatever you want to call yourselves, I don't call myself a sneakerhead because I think sneakerheads are only for the resale value. So, but it is what it is. But to all of my young audience, don't be afraid to try the new Nike basketball, the Adidas basketball, especially the AEs and stuff like that. The AEs, the KDs, the Jaws and stuff like that. Now, you might not be able to wear them casually, but here's the thing. Where's my remote? Here's the thing. And and then I'll land the plane. Here's the thing that I want you all to remember as I rattle through some of these shoes. This shoe right here was never meant to be a casual shoe. It was meant to be for basketball only, but it became a casual shoe. This shoe right here was never meant to be a casual shoe. As terrible as the technology and comfort was in this shoe, the community made it a casual shoe. This was never meant to be a casual shoe. but the community made it a casual shoe. This was never meant to be a casual shoe, aka lifestyle shoe. This was meant to be a runner, and runners were never made for lifestyle because runners, basketball shoes, and things like that have other specific needs that don't involve everyday walking. That's why it's all over the place. You might get a runner and it might not support your balance when you're regularly walking because it's not meant to. You might get a Jordan and it doesn't support you comfort wise because that's not what it was meant to do. So just remember, to all of the new generation of sneaker collectors and sneaker enthusiasts, it's a bunch of basketball shoes out here that they're not meant to be casual shoes, but over time, when people were younger like you all are, we made them into casual shoes. We made them into what's the word? And I used it a million times. We made those into lifestyle shoes, as they say now. So don't be afraid to explore different basketball models, find what you like, and make it part of your thing. Forget what, when you put them with jeans or when you put them with sweatsuits, forget what everybody on the outside says. Forget what the OGs say, because shoot, a lot of Jordans and stuff like that didn't look good with jeans back in the day. And we kind of modeled style around them, and then style evolved, and it just happened to make the shoes look good. Average said, I'm still trying to get a pair of them True Blue threes. Well, you got an opportunity to get the True Blue threes this year because they're dropping again. He said, facts. Jordans are basketball shoes and never stop being a basketball shoe. That's why they're not comfortable to wear. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% without a doubt. But these right here are shoes that this is another basketball shoe that was never meant to be worn as a lifestyle or a casual shoe. And again, I would take this 30 times over a Jordan that's supposed to be dropping this year. And I hope they don't mess around and do a limited release like they did with the Charles Barkley's, or the Charles Barkley 94 CB94s, or like they do with any other shoe, or like they do with Nike SB Dunks. Let me see. What did I say? The Jordan 4 Toros. Let me see. Let me go to the Complex really quickly. Complex sneakers. Let me go check it out. Let me see if the Toro 4s are here. Spike Lee, not a fan. I don't know why I don't like Spike Lee. It's just something about Spike Lee I don't like. Harrison Ford with the Dornbecker. Is this the Dornbecker Jordan 3s? They talking about he brought out some heat. Are you serious? I don't know what the movie Shrinking is, but apparently they had shoes, Nike shoes on in the movie. Are the Wizard of Oz dunks really some heat? Are the hamburger Jordan? Come on now. I know you. Hold on. Let me see if I can make this larger for y'all. Let me see. Okay, y'all can see that. Y'all can definitely see that. I know y'all are trying to tell me that the Wizard of Oz SB dunks are some heat, or the hamburger Jordan 1s are some heat. Come on now. Harrison Ford in the Dornbecker 3s. Come on, man. Y'all can't be serious. Y'all cannot be serious. I mean, shout out to Harrison Ford. He's a legend. And but come on. And I know those shoes look so uncomfortable. I know he can't be comfortable in that. I know that the fact that we're seeing these shoes in this movie or seeing these shoes in this whatever this is because Nike paid for them to be featured in there. It's a TV show. The cast of the show Shrinking Heat, now streaming on Apple TV, broke out some heat. Come on, man, some heat. That's in the eye of the beholder, I guess. In a recent season 3 episode in support of the character Matthew, who is building a sneaker reseller, who is a budding sneaker reseller. Oh my gosh. Sneaker reselling in a movie. Now, I'm not a sneaker reseller hater, but they tried this in a movie already. And
Weapon. Oh no, my God, please. No.
I hope that's not what they dedicated a few episodes to, because sneaker reselling is a, dare I say, a dying niche. But it is what it is. And I quickly okay. I know. I was gonna say I quickly lost focus on what it was I was looking for, but I absolutely know what I'm looking for. Let me see. We talked about those earlier, the Kobe Dunks that are supposed to be pre-ordering on Monday, and then you won't receive your pair until July. 4 months and 2 days after the initial release. Now, the box is okay. The box is okay. You only get one set of laces. The insole is nice. I like the insole, but is the juice worth the squeeze? Oh, and then they got like the mamba snake pattern on the mesh on the tongue, and okay, and then okay, I guess. But to give Nike sneakers out my money for and let them hold it for what I say 4 months, because the 7th on the 25th, because he's supposed to drop on the 23rd. Yeah, nah. What does this say? Inspiration behind the Air Jordan 5 off-whites. What are they talking about?
Especially because this is when you would be fully in the mix with him during this partnership.
So there's an artist, Gordon Matta Clark, passed away quite young, but did most of his work in New York. One of the most important facts about Gordon Matta Clark.
Why they weren't off-whites? I get it. It's an interview about Virgil Abloh and off-whites, but do you really have to wear off-whites?
Is that he studied architecture, and he'd make these building incisions. He'd cut into buildings to like reveal their innards. This was a big influence on how Virgil worked on sneakers, for sure. He cut through walls and like subtract elements, and then those elements he subtracted would behave as sculptures. Sometimes the negative is what would remain. And so he had this project in Paris that he did that was called Conical Intersect, where he cut big circles out of buildings. And I think at the time on the mood board, there was a lot of Gordon Matta Clark and a lot of thinking about what it means to cut something away that is precious, like the wall of a building, somewhere like Paris, where everything feels historic. And so that was embedded in that. Also encouraging people to cut the panels away.
See, I won't do it. I'll mess these up. I know.
I cut mine.
Okay. Now I have both pairs. That's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. To know that Virgil Abloh was inspired by another artist when creating the Air Jordan 5s. I have the black pair, which is to represent the metallic 5s, and then I have the muslin pair. I thought I was gonna butcher that because they're not cream, they're Muslim. I have the muslin pairs to represent the fire red 5s. And I thought that the shoes were going to come with the holes already in them, which would have made them better, but they came with the holes, but the holes were filled in, and then the expectation is you to cut the holes out. And every time I look at those shoes, I didn't get those shoes with the potentiality to resell them. I got those shoes with the potentiality to keep them, but I don't know if I could cut the holes in those shoes. Virgil really made it difficult. And I think it speaks volumes to, are you really a collector of the art and just want to wear the art, or are you really a collector of the hype and you just want it for the hype? And that's that's tough, man. That's just like a Jekyll and Hyde, because I'm not for the hype of the Off-White 5s or the Off-White brand in general, but I can't draw myself to doing it. If you have the Off-White Air Jordan 5s, any pair, were you able to cut the hole? And if you were, describe that feeling. And if you weren't, tell me why you weren't able to cut the hole in the shoe.
There's going to be pop-ups for this release, Complex Con Hong Kong. Excited about that. What are you excited about, and what can we expect from that?
So Complex Con Hong Kong. Hong Kong is where he opened his first store. And so it has a special history for V. In general, I mean, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Seoul, Virgil really committed to street culture, streetwear, fashion culture in Asia very, very early on in his journey as a designer.
Yeah.
Obviously idolized Nigo and Hiroshi. And so Complex Con Hong Kong felt right because of the pandemic towards the end of his life. Maybe he wasn't able to travel there as much as he would have liked. And so it felt like a bit of a homecoming. In terms of what we plan on doing, we thought it would be really, really interesting to extract fragments of the exhibition in Paris and do something over there in Hong Kong for people that weren't able to travel and see it. I think I could describe it. I'm being deliberately vague because I want to, you know,
surprise.
Yeah, but I would describe it as a mini exhibition of sorts.
Okay. And of course, he's talking about the Alaska pair of the Air Jordan 1 Virgil Abloh archives. But a lot of people are upset about the Virgil Abloh archives as well, because we're seeing resellers with tons of pairs. Now, let me see if I can show that before we get on to the final thing of the night. Let's see. What we got? I'm tripping. I can't spell. Alaska. Okay. Let's see. It does not work like it does on my phone. It is what it is. Let's see what we can do with that one. Yeah, this is the photo right here. This is the photo that a lot of people are pissed off about. A sneaker store called District 1 reseller has tons of pairs. Well, it's not necessarily tons of pairs, but a lot of pairs of the Alaska Air Jordan 1 Off-Whites. Now, they're saying they have sizes 8 through 13 available. And a lot of people are pissed off about this. They said this is what's wrong with the sneaker culture. And Nike and Jordan Brand says this is the reason why they're trying to do something about this. Now, for me, I would question whether or not these are real or not. Now, they seem to look real. Some people are saying that these are fake pairs, UA, reps, whatever other name they come out for those. No, we're not doing that. But they seem to have at least 50 pairs, maybe. Well, probably less than that. They might have like 30 pairs. Let me see. Let's see if I can count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pairs. 4 rows. That's 40. 44 pair seems like. So that's probably maybe like 2 full-size runs, maybe 2.5, 3-ish full-size runs. And I don't mean like toddler pairs or anything like that, but like 3.5, 4-ish runs of the Air Jordan 1 Alaskas. But needless to say, a lot of people are not happy about this. And they're saying, what's the point in doing releases if this is going to happen? And this shoe is not a shoe that ages well. We've talked about this before. We've seen this before. And they look god awful when they get old. Like just sitting there, oxidizing and stuff like that. And they look like I just couldn't justify paying the high resale price for a shoe that ends up looking so terrible. $1,200 on the resale market already. Somebody said $1,200. Yeah, y'all smoking rocks. And I'd have to agree with that. $1,200? Nah, not in this lifetime, buddy. But here's what it is. I know people are going to pay that price. I know a lot of pairs are going to be seeded and things like this. Shout out to Bobby Laspin. Oh, B-Boy Laspin. He's over in Europe rocking the Off-Whites. And these are the older pairs. Because you can see it's got the let me see if I can bring this up. The reason you know that these are the older pair is because it says Off-White for Nike. This was the European release. This is not the Virgil Abloh archive release. And right here is the biggest difference between the two. And you can see, even though he hasn't worn his a lot, you can see the direction in which these are headed. And it ain't pretty. But shout out to B-Boy Aspen. Now, getting into the final piece for the night. And getting into the final piece for the night. I appreciate you all for hanging in there with me. I appreciate y'all for sticking it out and sticking it through. Let me see if I can find it. No, that's not what I wanted. We just looked at that. Let me see if Z Sneakerhead has it. Air Jordan 9s on August 9th, on August 29th. Okay, my birthday month. Shout out to the Jordan 9s. Or is it Nice Kicks? No, that's not Nice Kicks. Nice Kicks. I'm pretty sure Nice Kicks has it. Come on, Nice Kicks. Don't let me down. Don't let your boy down. They kind of have it, but I don't want to use that. Sneaker, no. Well, no, they don't kind of have it. They do have it, but I don't want to use that. Right here, we'll go with this one. So, Foot Locker and DoorDash have partnered up to bring you some of your sneaker releases. Giganator says, sorry, I am late. I saw this video and old boy shows are crazy looking on his feet. District 1 forever does this shit. Even other resale platforms don't like them. Damn. I personally think some reps got to be sprinkled in there. I wouldn't doubt it. I know this store is on the higher end of reselling, so they may just be plugged in. Still, this is crazy. Man, these off-white Alaskas is trash. No way people really like these for real, for real. And that's the, you know what? I'm not even gonna say you hate. You know, normally when we talk about stuff, in the past or before, we didn't always agree on some things, but I absolutely 100% agree with you on this. Like, I won't say these are trash from the perspective that they're a bad design, but they are trash the way people are trying to hype this shoe up. They're trash in the fact that Nike and Jordan Brand limited this shoe, and they are trash just in what they're doing with this and trying to, I guess, like, bring a little up and down excitement to the company and the brand as a whole. Yeah, I would have to say that they're trash on all those perspectives. So yeah, I mean, if they release them in a wide release for this shoe, of course, a lot of people will buy them because they're an all-white shoe, they're off-white, they're accessible, it's Jordan. But if they release them in, like, I would say, if they release them like they are going to release the Salesman Jordan 6s, or if they release them like they're going to do any other GR release of a Jordan, you would probably find pairs sitting on the shelves. You would probably absolutely find pairs sitting on the shelves. A lot of off-white Jordans age like milk. I heard that was V's intent when designing them. I personally don't like that. Yeah, it absolutely was his intent. I find it funny Foot Locker announced this after the movie GOAT had a commercial featuring a character getting shoes delivered to them via a delivery service. I've never heard the movie GOAT. I didn't see that. But Foot Locker and DoorDash have partnered up to bring you your sneaker releases. So whether it's a GR or whether it's limited, and I don't know how they're going to do this. I'm pretty sure they'll, kind of embellish or emphasize on this later on down the line. But let's say you win a pair of Travis Scott Jumpman Jacks if they ever decide, or Travis Scott's in general, or if you win a pair of Off-Whites if they ever decide to do a release back in a raffle release like they did back in the day on Foot Locker, because that's how I won my Travis Scott Oilers Jordan 4s. Let's say they decide to do that. You'll be able to have DoorDash pick up your shoes so you don't have to waste gas and bring them to you. It says through March 22nd, they're offering $25 off eligible orders of $100 or more for Foot Locker and $20 off eligible orders of $80 or more for Kids Foot Locker and Champ Sports at participating store locations. Exclusions apply. If you have Dash Pass, that's $0 delivery fee. So, I mean, this might be not just for certain releases, but this might just be a permanent thing. Now, here is the stupidity in this. You can already DoorDash food, and we already have seen viral videos of a woman stealing people's DoorDash food, and she somehow continues to get DoorDash accounts. I think she uses other people's accounts or whatever, so that she can continue her viral videos. And I think, like, at this point, her viral videos are fake, but you see people stealing food and doing all kind of crazy stuff with food. Do you really think that that's not gonna happen with tennis shoes? Something of actual usability, something that people actually want. Can you imagine? I don't know. Getting a pair of freaking Space Jam 9 that is supposed to be releasing this year, or getting a pair of, Jumpman Jacks and winning them on Foot Locker, or getting, something like that, and having them DoorDash to you, and then being surprised that your DoorDasher stole your shoes. Don't let it be a sneakerhead DoorDashing and they know the value of the shoes. It's going to be worse than FedEx. It is going to be worse than what FedEx does. I just don't understand because somebody had to sign off on this. Like, I think I would have to believe that Nike signed off on this, Foot Locker signed off on this, and DoorDash signed off on this. Like, what the were you thinking? This is probably the most tone deaf and most ignorant idea since these brick and mortar stores putting shoes on, secondary platforms like GOAT and StockX. I just can't imagine what was going through their minds when they said, what do sneaker collectors or sneaker enthusiasts need more than anything? Convenience. Well, what's the most convenient option now? Oh, DoorDash. For the life of me, I can't understand what this was. And if you're dumb enough to DoorDash your limited even general releases, and you lose your shoes, I don't want that to happen. But I'm just saying right now, you can't be surprised if that happens, if you lose your shoes to a DoorDasher. So Aaron said GOAT is a new animated movie. Okay. You know what? I don't really keep up with TV like that anymore. It's the animated movie produced by Steph Curry. It may still be in selected theaters. Okay. Motherfuckers think FedEx is stealing your shoes. Wait until old boy from DoorDash. Hey, that's that Atlanta in me. That's that Atlanta Decatur stuff in me. DoorDash. It pops up every now and then. But wait until old boy from DoorDash finesse your shit. Hey, facts. Man, ain't nobody gonna be getting their shoes. I'm definitely about to go. I'm definitely about to go sign up to be a DoorDash driver. And here's the problem with that. There are so many spaces for errors to happen. somebody from Foot Locker could steal your shoes and say that the DoorDasher picked it up. The DoorDasher could say that they never picked it up. Somebody from Foot Locker could say something happened to your order. The DoorDasher could pick it up and just ghost, and so many terrible things could happen with this idea. Again, I don't understand how they thought that this was going to be a viable option. Giganator said, facts average. People going to be impersonating dashers and finessing just like they do with food. That's what I'm saying. Ohio 1986, man, salutes to you, Ohio. He said, man, us humans got to stop being so lazy. We got to get out of these. We got to get out to these stores again. You know what? So I find myself in a lot of internet back and forth in comment sections on different, like, they're not necessarily think pieces, but social media content forums. And one lady in particular got upset because not a UPS, but an Amazon driver dropped her packages off in her yard, but at the gate. But in the photos, her yard looked like it was a freaking hazard. And on top of that, she had a bunch of old newspapers that had been there for weeks and other mail piled up in a patch of grass on her side of the gate. And the Amazon driver left the packages right there with the rest of her bullshit. And she had the nerve to get on social media and argue as to the Amazon driver being lazy. Well, I had my 2 cents, and I was like, well, I mean, at least he dropped your packages off. Why are you being lazy to go get your stuff? And somebody commented to me and said something about some damn pizza. Somebody was like, that's like the pizza man dropping your pizza off in your yard. No, the fuck it's not. No, the fuck it's not. And on top of that, with all of the crazy shit that DoorDashers and all these other, like, I'll go pick your shit up for you services are doing with food, why the fuck would I use that? And why would I trust them to go get my food, especially if my food is freaking only 5 minutes down the street? Now, I could understand if my car broke down and it's in the shop and I didn't have an immediate option and I was hungry because I didn't have food in the house. I could understand then. But 9 times out of 10, my car is operational. The food store is less than 5 minutes down the road, 8 minutes, 10 minutes at max. And I can get my ass up and get my shit myself. If it means avoiding somebody pepper spraying my shit or spitting in my shit or taking a bite out of my food, I can definitely go get it myself. And that's what I do. And that's what I responded to him with. And I said, so what is your point? And they quickly erased their comments and got the hell on. So yeah, what is it to just get up and go to the mall and get your shoe? I mean, Foot Locker offers delivery shipping service. If you get shipped to me, they offer ship to me. So why would you need DoorDash to bring you your stuff? You either go pick it up or you have it shipped to you, and you won't have to worry about you won't have the extra worry of somebody more likely stealing your stuff. Now, of course, you would have to safeguard yourself as much as you can against the final boss, which is FedEx, or UPS or USPS, but at least with that way you got insurance. And I wonder if they're going to offer in some kind of insurance with this as well. I don't know, but this is just a recipe for disaster. This just feels like a lot of loss for Foot Locker. And Foot Locker is the last company that needs loss, given the fact that they had to take a loan in order to keep being in operation. And they had to strike a deal with these shoe brands in order to stay in operation. So I would X this idea immediately, and I send this to Foot Locker to let them know that this is a bad freaking idea. Ohio said the door washer about to dash those shoes right to they local resale. Fact. The door dasher is about to dash those shoes right to their local resale shop. Absolutely. I just don't see the point in doing this. Ooh, I am at the bottom of the cup. I was expecting a kind of, well, not kind of, but I was expecting somebody to come in and have a have a conversation with us tonight. It does not look like they are here tonight, but with the show, I planned ahead. I did the show as if they weren't going to show up. I don't think they're going to show up. I hate to say that I don't know if they were ever going to show up. It kind of seemed like they were, but things played out as they played out, and we had a great time regardless of the fact of whether they showed up or not. Let me see. What is their name? Let me make sure. Wait. Let me go to my notifications. How far down in my notifications do I have to go? So if they are here, I can just, say if you're here, say you're here, or give me a thumbs up or a hand in the chat. What was that? 3? Okay, that notification is from 3 days ago. Let me see, where is this notification from? That deal. So that deal, if you are in the chat currently, let me know. Let me know that deal. We spoke on a video about reps and retail. That was going to be a topic of conversation or discussion. I don't think they're here. They weren't here last week. They're not here this week. They might have forgotten. I'm not gonna press the reminder, but I will say, if anybody is in the chat and you want to have a discussion about reps versus retail, please feel free to get in the comment section below or hit me up on my Instagram at homegrown_kicks, and we can set up a YouTube live conversation because I have questions. Now, I'm not going to ask those questions to individuals who we've already had the conversation with. I want new people, because individuals that I've already had the conversation with, if we're having the conversation again, it's going to feel like, or let me not say feel, it is going to be circular for me. So with that being said, I need new participants. I need new, I guess you would say, sparring partners or combatants. So that is a official invitation. If you catch this on the replay, but I do believe that is going to be all for tonight. Like I always say, I'm here for a good time and never a long time. You all make the show what it is, and I greatly appreciate you all for the love and support. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share the live, share the content. More content on the way. I was supposed to drop 2 videos this week, but a lot was going on and I got exhausted. So those videos will be coming next week. I encourage you all to stay tuned to look out for those. With that being said, I greatly appreciate you all. Thank you for coming through to the live and showing me your support. I think that's where we're gonna leave it. Until next time, remember, nothing is impossible. Fight for everything you believe in. What is it? Nothing is impossible. Fight for everything you believe in. Don't let anything stand in your way. How did I mess that up? And stay hungry. I will catch you all later. Thank you all again. Peace. Because I got to go eat. I got some pizza waiting on me. And hey, look. Don't do that. Don't do that. We ain't about that. We staying out the drama. Ain't nothing like that going on. We staying out the drama. This is a positive, forward-thinking, forward-moving platform. We doing good things over here. And hopefully I'll have an intro. Maybe if I don't, I'll be working on it. Good night to everybody. Have a great weekend. See you soon. I won't say see you later, but see you soon.